It is a close-ish vote, but it does look like, and again, I don't mind passing the buck here on these decisions. I like getting chat involved. It looks like we know what direction we're going. We are going to take this deal from the Colts. We're going to move down from 7 to 26, but we're going to pick up their first-round pick next year, along with a 4th, 6th, and 7th. Let's make that deal with Indianapolis. 7th's worth more than what they offered. Sure, but there's nobody dead set guaranteed that I want to take with this pick, if we're honest. Like, there are quite a few players that we could take. Maybe wouldn't be the sexiest picks in the world, though. Because we know these quarterbacks, we don't want to take them in the top 10. You know, there's a couple wideout. Like, there was Cam Griggs at safety that we could look at. But again, we don't exactly have anything guaranteed. We'd be looking at Griggs. We'd be looking at Sloan. A couple of the corners that are better at safety. I mean, there's still plenty of guys for the O-line and for the secondary that might still be there. So, and then, like I said, we're just targeting the best possible players, and there's a lot of players we have identified as being pretty good. Oh, goodness. We are going to trade down here. Chat did make their vote. It is going to be the Colts trade. We'll pick up the 26th and their first next year. And we'll see what happens with the Colts and the 7th pick. They take defensive end Jimmy Porter. Which, again, is fine by me. I mean, his speed was a bit of a concern anyway. At 8, play the trade horn. God, I forgot about that. That was awful. Bills are offering us pick 19, a 2nd and 4th next year. Vikings, no thanks. Commies, no thanks. Raiders, no thanks. Packers offering us pick number 28 and their first next year. Niners offering us 21, a 2, 3, and a 6. Eagles offering us 20, a 2nd, and a 4th. Colts are offering the 2028 first rounder in fucking 3 seconds and a 3rd. And the Cards are still offering that first round pick next year. The Cards are offering that first rounder next year. It's just tough, though. It's tough. I gotta be honest, I don't know if I'm leaning towards that Cardinals pick anymore. Again, the Bills were at 19. I mean, the Packers offering us 28 and their first next year. You know, we use 7 and 8 to get a later pick in the round this year and an extra next year from both the Cards and the Packers. And I'd like to think that wideout will be available later on. Even if the Packers stay good, it's still a later first round pick. I mean, yeah, it's a risk to potentially not take that wideout right now. But he was projected, what, 2nd to 3rd rounds, right? He was projected 2nd to 3rd round. Earl Drayton. What are the odds he's not available at the end of the first? Like that, it's a little bit tough to take him this early just for how much we have to pay him. We know he's good. And we know he's good. Right now, so we'd have 26 and we'd have 28 at the end of this round, along with 2 extra firsts next year. But the Cardinals pick is pretty much guaranteed. I mean, you would think it's guaranteed to be at least top 5, guaranteed top 10. They're offering us their 2nd next year as well, which would be an early 2nd And then a 6th rounder next year as well. So the Cardinals would really be risking it for next year's pick. The Packers trade would just be to optimize the amount of first rounders that we have. Cardinals second's basically a Packers first. If they're as bad next year as they are this year, yes. So the Packers, a little bit more safe. So late first this year and probably a late first next year. The Cardinals would be us looking for a home run of getting a top 3, top 5 pick next year. Along with a very early second. I'm going to leave this one up to chat too, if we're being honest. Why not? Why not? I don't think we're going to make this pick at 8. I don't think we have to. Do we take the Arizona deal of their first rounder next year, hoping that it's a top 3 pick? Because it very well could be. They pick 2nd overall this year. Or do we take the Packers pick to get a late first this year and their first next year, along with a 3rd and 5th this year? And knowing how deep our shortlist is, which is hilarious, we could have that much better of a draft this year. Is there someone else you'd want to use the extra first this year on? There are plenty of players that are first round worthy that we could take with that 28th pick. There is. That Cardinals pick would be best to say, okay, we're not taking a quarterback this year, one more year of Will Levis. But then if there's a great quarterback next year, we would have either the pick directly or the assets to get that guy. As we're kind of waiting to see if there's a generational pick. I think there's an argument to both trades. Packers, a little bit more safe and secure for this year. Cardinals, it's very much risking it for next year and hoping that we get higher than an 8th pick while also acquiring a 2nd and a 6th for next year's draft. So that's the question. If it ends in a tie, it goes to a coin toss. Very close vote, but narrowly, Green Bay wins. So much like with the Colts, we will trade down from the top 10 to the bottom half of the first round, but pick up an extra first round plus as a result.
The current pick.
Like, we didn't have anybody here at this point of the draft, like the defensive end last year, where it's like, oh my god, absolutely get that guy, and then trade one of the picks. I think we're doing pretty damn well here to bolster up just how much firepower we have through the draft. I still think that we're going to be able to get plenty of decent players at the end of this round and throughout the rest of the draft. So right now we have 3 first-round picks for next year already. Bill Tukachek. Damn right, baby. Green Bay at 8 takes defensive end Chad Judge. He was a projected first-round pick. Does that make sense? Again, we don't really have space at defensive end. Most of the first-round picks have been defensive ends. All but 2 of them so far. So that's fine by me. At 9, Washington takes linebacker Braden Macklin. He was a first-round projected player. All 4 quarterbacks are still on the board as well. There is a chance at 26, one of those 4 quarterbacks falls to us. There is a chance. And the Rams round out the top 10 with wideout Kevin Sanchez, who I didn't even keep on my board because we viewed him as a potential bust. Cleveland at 11 take left tackle Andrew Sloan, who was projected for the first round. Okay. Miami at 12. Defensive tackle Cam Branch. We didn't need DTs either. Sloan was an awesome lineman. But again, we have at least a temp O-line. We don't need to get our fucking Penei Sewell this year right now, you know? But let me mark the Cam Branch. Actually, I didn't even mark down Cam Branch as being someone worth it. The Jets at 13. Corner Michael St. Clair. He was projected for the first round. Fair enough. Wasn't top of my list. Patriots at 14. Corner Danny Gilmore. Another first round, outright first round projection. It's also fine. We're good at corner. This is great news for us. Lions at 15. Wideout Jamie Barber. I didn't have him on my list. As Pick number 16. Pittsburgh takes defensive end Donovan Petway. I mean, so far, this is working out perfectly for us. Absolutely perfect. Dallas at 17. Right tackle Zach Rogers. I didn't even have him on my short list. This is working out tremendously. It's positions we don't need, and if it is from a position I was interested in, it's not a player I identified as somebody that we want. This is tremendous. Tampa could be the first quarterback here. No, they take defensive tackle Forrest Crosby, who was a first to second round projection. Perfectly fine with that. Buffalo at 19. Take defensive end Corey Woodley. Chat, this is a fucking dream right now. This is a dream. We did great business from the looks of it. At number 20, Philadelphia selects free safety Cam Griggs. Was interested in him, but definitely not to the point where we were going to take him top 10. This is working out tremendously well. Peden, what's going on, by the way? The Niners have to take a quarterback. They just lost Brock Purdy to the Rams. And they do take the first quarterback off the board. It's Dylan Rubin. Obviously, those grades look fucking amazing. That's not quite what it was showing us. Not quite what it was showing us earlier. Otherwise, shit, I might have taken him. Seattle at 22. Left tackle Mark Stern. Who we identified as a bit of a weird one, so that's fine. Baltimore at 23. Linebacker Herbie DiCarvalho. Didn't care to put him on my short list. Cincy at 24. Right tackle Josh Felder. We did have him on our list. Atlanta at 25. Right guard Chase Pearson. I did like the looks of Pearson. And that brings up your Tennessee Titans at 26. There's still 3 quarterbacks on the board, man. And the wideout in Drayton. That is nuts. Holy shit. I mean, dude, like the Green Bay pick and the Colts picks next year might be low, but I mean, goddamn. I do think we shouldn't risk it, and we should take that wide out here. He's identified as a second to third round projection, but top 5 talent. I don't want to fuck around. I want to make sure we get him. Pick number 28. We'll check the offers, but let's not fuck around. If this game is right about this guy being a top 5 talent and looks like an absolute steal, we have to take him. 21-year-old deep threat out of Tennessee. Fast as hell. Good agility. Good jump. Skill-wise, the only thing I'm really worried about is his awareness and his route running, his short route running. But everything else looks pretty damn promising, and he can block. I mean, I don't see why we wouldn't take him right now, right? Frank just roasting the Chargers. I think now's the time, especially with these 3 quarterbacks still on the board. Even if we just wait to see who the final one left is, you know? Although, in looking here, David Oberg was probably my favorite. Actually, Wheeler was my favorite of the bunch. And he was out of Tennessee. There's a chance we take the wide out here, and then we take Wheeler with 28, and we get the Tennessee jam of Wheeler and Drayton. I think that's the play. I think we still get 2 players that we wanted. There's no way the Chargers are going to take Wheeler at quarterback. I think we can get the Tennessee combination of Drayton and Wheeler. I think we're making out like bandits here. And then who knows, fuck, if someone like Roberts falls to the second round, we could be okay. But no doubt about it, we are taking Earl Drayton out of Tennessee. Earl Drayton, we still got him, despite trading down from 7 and 8, and we have first round picks plus from the Colts and Packers. What a jacket. Holy hell, man. We might have made out like fucking bandits here. Earl Drayton Fourth and true value at number 26. The disciple of Belichick strikes again. Let's fucking go. No way, man. Oh, we killed it. See, this is when Madden's fun. We absolutely killed it again. Earl Drayton, hidden dev at 21, 97 speed and acceleration, 94 agility, 91 jumping. We have our top target for any future quarterback in Earl Drayton. Let's go. Let's fucking go. What a pick. And now we will likely be able to draft his college quarterback at 28. The Chargers at 27 select cornerback Michael Cooks. We're going for the Tennessee duo. The homegrown Tennessee duo. We got to do it. He might fall further, but I don't want to risk it. I think we do it. I think we go for his college quarterback, Eli Wheeler. The story writes itself. His accuracies, as long as the medium's a little bit higher, isn't bad. 6'4". He's got mobility. He's got strength. A awareness, A throw on the run. The only thing I'm worried about with him is his stamina, maybe, but his injury's good. Play action could be a bit better. I think we made out like bandits here thanks to Indy and Green Bay. I think we did. I think Eli Wheeler's got to be the guy. The Tennessee duo coming to the Titans. We said this team needed a direction, needed a new identity after the departure of Derrick Henry. And that identity is hopefully coming from two former Tennessee Volunteers. Eli Wheeler, welcome in. 32nd in true value. We get him at 28, so not incredible. Just don't be normal dev. We'll take it. We made out like bandits in this draft. We absolutely crushed it. Absolutely crushed it with the Tennessee duo of Wheeler and Drayton. 94 throw power. Look at his mobility. He can take off. He's got a good arm. Big player as well at 6'4", 229. That's a solid modern quarterback right there. The combination of the Vols. We trade down from 7 and 8 to 26 and 28. Get two players out of Tennessee who both look like they could be a big part of the future. And wouldn't you know it, we have extra first-round picks plus later on. That addresses our need for Drayton to be our project wideout, Wheeler to be our project quarterback. We made out like absolute bandits today. And that's only the first round. That's only the first round, man. And we still have a lot of other players that I really like the looks of. At pick number 29, Carolina selects defensive tackle Kerry Buckley, who was on my board. I like the looks of him. Or the stats on the wideout. We'll double check him at the end. Kansas City at 30 takes left guard Tommy Burke. Minnesota at 31, John McBean at defensive tackle. And the Jags at 32, your Super Bowl champions, select Britton Abbott at safety. That's a bit of a bummer, but that's okay. So, Nollins, first pick of round number 2. Wideout Mike Roberts. I was hoping he'd fall to us because he was the guy that was first round projected, but his combine looked kind of bad. Roberts is off the board, though. There were a couple other wideouts we still liked, but they'd have to slip. We got other players we like. Cardinals take the quarterback David Oberg. So, no guarantees. Eli would have fallen to us at 39. So Oberg's off the board. Broncos at 35 take guard Brian Portillo. Or Portillo, depending on where he's from. Giants at 36. Linebacker Ed Harrison. We did like Ed Harrison. We did. but that's okay. It wasn't the biggest need. Chicago at 37, corner Tyler Jenkins. Had him on my board too. And then Raiders at 38, quarterback Michael Vega. So the quarterbacks are all off the board. We made the right choice at the right time. Absolutely. So for this pick then, it is our only pick of the second round. We got to see if there's anybody that we're dead set on. Right? So if we look at the projections. Looking at the projections. Second to third round, there were a couple of other wideouts that I liked the looks of. I actually didn't like the look of Shaq Brown. His route running really fucking fell off at the end. He's very good at catching the ball. What was his, actually, maybe not. Maybe we did like him. Good jumper, and he was strong. Problem is, we don't really need another wideout. I will mark down Shaq Brown as being, kind of worth a look. We had Lamar Hodgins there as well. So again, don't necessarily need another wideout, although there are some good ones left, right? Between McBean, Sims, and Hodgins, not bad at all. And then Shaq Brown was first to second round, but we would really be pushing it at wide receiver just in terms of the players that we have available. The space for these guys. Tight ends, we had these two guys that could have gone in the first round, but again, tight ends not a major position of need either at the moment. No offensive. Actually, there's one offensive lineman left who was first to second round, and that's Andrew Barnard out of South Carolina. 6'4". Ooh. Strong as hell. Couple of C's in there, but quite a few. Ooh, Andrew Barnard. Might not be bad. Not at all. I mean, obviously, I could look at guys now that are projected at second to third round, but the fact that this guy was teased for the first round, very promising. Was he, and aside from him, we would have to look at position of need. Not that tackle isn't, but there are a couple of players in the secondary, especially at corner, that might be able to fill in at safety. And then there's also McAllister. I didn't like Langford, but there was Trevor McAllister. Now, technically, secondary is a bigger need right now than the O-line. So, McAllister, 5'11" at 22 years old. He's fast, he's strong, he's got great jumping. Just all around great mobility from the free safeties. The only real concerns about him, play recognition, the man coverage isn't great, but he's a safety. He's a little bit of a boom or bust, right? Like, if that awareness is bad, the play recognition's bad, he could be a bit of a risk, but I also don't think he'll fall to the third round. And then for the corners, there was Emmanuel Hardwick, 6'2", 22 out of Clemson. I mean, again, I'd probably play him at safety. I mean, he's got the combine and the pro day look. In terms of his grades, be in zone coverage out of the gates. There's not really too much to be concerned about with Hardwick there either. What we could do is there are technically three guys at corner and then that one safety that I'm interested in. Coleman didn't make the cut, but we also liked Weatherspoon and Murray. We could take the lineman and then keep an eye on the rest of the round and wait for the final dude to be available out of the secondary and go with that guy in terms of a trade-up. That might be the way to do it. But there's one lineman left that was projected early. You know, I think that is how we're going to handle it. We're going to look at the right tackle, Andrew Barnard, with this pick. and get the only lineman left that was projected super early. Let's do it. Let's take Andrew Barnard with the selection and hope for the best. And like I said, we'll keep an eye on the second round instead of simming the next pick, and we'll see what member of the secondary survives. God help us if someone falls to the third round. This is just our day at that point. There he is, Mr. Barnard. Welcome in. How good are you? 54th in true value. We got him at 39. Ah, normal dev. Okay. Didn't quite work out. He did look good. He did look good, but that is a bit of a miss. Was worth the chance to look at this point. I still think he might have a decent overall rating, though. With the attributes, I'm not quite giving up on him yet. But he's not this immediate, oh my god, we fucked up horribly. At least that we know of, right? But 92 strength. Could have been better. I think it also could have been worse. So the Texans at 40 take wide out Darren Barnett. Didn't have him on my board. Washington at 41, corner Tim Coleman. That is one of the corners we were not considering. So perfect. Rams at 42, running back Trey Marion. Wasn't even considering him. This is great. Browns at 43, corner Emmanuel Hardwick. That is the first domino to fall. Dolphins at 44, wideout Shaq Brown. One of the wideout dominoes to fall. Which is okay. We got the best wide out of the bunch, you know. Jets at 45. Left tackle Andrew Jackson, Mr. President. Patriots at 46. Left guard Larry Graham. Lions at 47. Another running back, Damian Byrd. I didn't even like that guy. Steelers at 48. Delonte Murray. That's another corner to fall. There's one corner left, and then the safety, McAllister. Cowboys at 49, take McAllister. Okay, so it's Weatherspoon. Let's talk to the Bucks about trading up here and see if there's any business that can be done with this pick. Obviously not trading. Oh my god, they want a future first no matter what. Are you kidding me? Okay, well, we might not get that corner then. There are some potential steals later on. Webster at tight end. Off the board. We did mark him down as somebody half decent. Bills at 51. Wideout Otis Conrad. Didn't identify him as a good player. Eagles at 52. Take Marcel Hobbs at corner. Let's talk to the Niners and see if the price has gotten any cheaper. Hopefully. Please. Please let the price have gone down. It's still a future first. I mean, obviously, there's no way in hell I'm doing that. So we'll just have to hope that corner falls. If not, I got some other players in the secondary we've identified as being half decent. So San Fran at 53 take safety Oscar Langford. Didn't even like that guy. Seahawks take Clayton. Didn't like that guy either. Ravens at 55. Left tackle Dylan Miller. We did like him. Bengals at 56. Left tackle Fitzsimmons. We liked him too. Falcons defensive tackle Armand Bunkley. It's the last DT that I thought was half decent in this draft. Colts at 58. Take the corner Weatherspoon. So yeah, he didn't make it to us. He didn't make it. So we had luck with the quarterbacks. We didn't have luck with the secondary, but that's okay. Let's see, Tyreek Stallworth. It's the last guard that was interesting. Panthers at 61. Brian Mills at linebacker. Didn't even like him. AC Wilcox at corner. Gil Posey. Well, it's pretty similar. It is pretty similar, for being honest. Let's see who the Jags took. And we got 3 picks here in the third round. Who did Jacksonville take? Tyrone Allison at linebacker. We didn't even like him. Okay, cool. Well, I'm probably not trading up then, so let's skip ahead to our next pick. Tommy Wall at free safety. I was hoping he'd still be there. Lamar Hodgins at wideout. Darrell Walker at tight end. Carmichael at right guard. Bush at safety. And Addison at safety. Okay, so I still think we have room to do something here. I think we do. In terms of guys that are projected to go, second to third round talent, wide receiver Sims, who is first round talent, Jacoby Sims, who we can definitely still look at. Also projected second to third round was a tight end in Mulligan. But again, we don't really need a tight end. We don't really need a wideout either, if we're being honest. And then also projected second to third round. That was actually it. Everybody else was 3 to 4. Yeah, everybody else was 3 to 4. Including tight end Tremaine Wiggins. A center, Matthew Douglas. A couple right guards, Spence and Davison. Hartwell as well. Linebacker in Quincy. Still there. That was looking half decent. Other linebacker in Seymour. And then there were 2 defensive backs. Josh Timmons at corner. Great catching, press, and zone coverage. Can't play man, but I'd move him to safety at 6'2". Strong, good jumping, relatively fast. Grade-wise, awareness and play recognition a bit low. Everything else looks good. And then the safety that was projected around this time. Strong safety, Dwayne the Pebble Johnston. 23 years old. He's a bit more of a risk, though, clearly. Like, if that zone and tackling ends up being good, then awesome. If it doesn't, he's going to be trash. So he is a bit of a shot in the dark, is old Dwayne Johnston. So the wisest thing to do here, you could argue, would be the corner. But there's also that wideout that we identified earlier on. Where is Seymour? Because we were looking at grades earlier. Is Seymour so good that I absolutely cannot afford to take anybody else? Combine-wise, he's at least fast. Yeah, he's a coverage linebacker. Most of them were. Still a couple of O-linemen that are in the mix. So pretty much it comes down to, because we have another pick coming up shortly. Do we take this other wideout in Jacoby Sims and then take whoever's left between Timmons and Johnston, even though it might mean we don't get Timmons, or do we just take Timmons to be safe and then hope that Sims is still there? 21-year-old deep threat out of Oklahoma, did not participate in the combine or the pro day. Good run block, good return, good catching. There is one more good wideout, that is true, and that's McBean. So we could still get another decent wideout later. That is true. Fucking way the hell down there, isn't he? DeAndre McBean. Deep route and release sucks, but as a slot option, good catching traffic. Not the fastest, but F relief. Interesting. I think we go for need at this point. We already got a good wideout. Let's go for need. Best guy of the bunch is Josh Timmons to be that filler option for us at safety, if not even a starter. That means all of our needs were addressed, and then from here it is truly just best available. Let's take Josh Timmons. still got some good guys on the board. Quite a few guys left on the board here, too. And again, we've already done so much damage in the first round and have extra picks, so that's great. 80th in true value. We get him at 71. I'm going to guess it's normal dev. Ooh, it is hidden dev for Josh Timmons. Okay. Dude, fast, great jumping at 6'2". Very nice. Very nice pick in the third round. Say hello to our starting free safety this year. Hits like a truck, too. Awesome. Awesome. That worked out really well. 3 picks away. 3 other picks before our next one. Texans take Stevens at safety. Washington takes the center, Matthew Douglas. Final half decent center. And the Rams take Larry Spence at right guard. Shits and giggles. I'm going to make this pick, but I just want to look really quickly. Third round, third round, third round, third round. Second round pick 2 years from now. Third round, second round. Yeah, I think we just make this pick. Let's do the damage here. Let's do the damage. Makes sense. I mean, not that we necessarily... If you look at guys that are projected... Really quickly, hold on, actually. I think I had a typo on somebody. Running back Saxton. So Saxton at running back, Royal, Kramer. Sims was projected round 2 to 3. So was Mulligan. Sims or Mulligan would make sense based off of where they were projected to be drafted. There's a chance. I mean, Sims especially, we know the other teams have just kind of fucked up. But what about the tight end Mulligan? 6'5" out of Miami. I mean, does have good hands, is a decent route runner. Did pretty damn well amongst other tight ends. Great pass blocking, great catching. I mean, either position we don't necessarily need. I think, though, we have to go with the guy that it's telling us is a first-round talent at 21 years old in Jacoby Sims. Sims is the guy. He's the guy. Hopefully, somehow, some way, Mulligan's still there later on. But I think that's another pretty good pick for us. I didn't think we'd take 2 wideouts, but there were some damn good wideouts in this year's class, you know? Draft best available. Don't draft for need. Unless you can kind of have a crossover between the two. Sims, 21st in true value. And we get him at 75. Very nice. Hidden dev. We got our quarterback. We got our wideout core. Look at this guy. 90 speed, 97 acceleration, 89 jumping. I mean, we got the offense pretty much sorted out. We'll have to make some option changes on the O-line and stuff like that. But got the Nos the Hitman, or Knows the Hitman. I don't need your services, but thank you for the follow. Trade up for the tight end. I'm tempted. It depends on the cost. But Jacoby Sims, I mean, we took that one lineman. He didn't have a dev pattern, but we have pick number 92. What would it cost us to trade up with the Dolphins? If it's still too expensive, then I won't do it, but I'm intrigued. Ridley's not going anywhere yet, at least. Second rounder. Yeah, that's the hard difficulty. Let's hope the tight end's still there later on. We'll just sim ahead. So let's see. You got right guard Hartwell off the board. That's a shame. Earl Quincy is gone. Joel Brown at tight end. Of course, I'm going through my own short list as we do this. Apparently, he went to the Niners. Yeah, he did. He almost made it to us. Manny Darby is gone. Andrew Snell. Right guard Davison. Can't get every single player you want in the draft, of course. Ullman off the board. Left guard. Keenan Brown we weren't worried about. Dwayne Johnston's off the board. Also not surprising. Mulligan was gone. Mark Oliver. We weren't worried about him. Wiggins at tight end. Massey at middle linebacker. Wilkinson, Nix, and then Weldon at wideout? No. Well, I still have some good news, I think, based off of who I was looking at. And that is that other fucking wideout is still there. Friggin' McBean is still there. Or not. Did he go? Did I miss him? Hold on. Maybe he isn't. No, he's still there. DeAndre McBean, day 3, projected first-round talent. I don't need another wideout, but it makes all the sense in the world to take him. It seems to still kind of like glitch out when it's like multiple different positions. Was there anybody else with an identified high-end talent? Because otherwise now we're going to be looking at day 3 picks, which is okay. But again, I think we'd be kind of dumb to not take a guy that's listed as a projected first-round talent. And yeah, I mean, we could move him to running back, exactly. People don't have to play where they're drafted out of course. Yeah, I think we'd be dumb not to take him. One more steal of a wideout. DeAndre McBean out of Boston College. Our 3rd wideout taken in the draft, but he certainly looks worth it. Sure, you can get every player you want in the draft. Just ask Ditka. He only wanted one. And hey, Ricky Williams, worth it. He'd be the GOAT if we were a bit more progressive on weed laws at the time in this country. Welcome in, Mr. McBean. 19th in true value. We got him at 92. Dude, we're building something here. We're building something. He is only normal dev, but you know he'll have a half decent overall, probably 72, 73 plus. So only normal dev, but he'll have the higher overall to go with it. Has good carrying, decent spin move, and he's not the best route runner. His juke move actually kind of sucks, but was worth the risk at that time. So from now on, we'll just be able to move ahead here. Round 4. We only have 1 pick here in this round. So let's see. At running back, we do have Saxton. Royal is gone. And then Kramer, are you still here? Yes, you are. Tight ends. We needed Sinclair, who was gone. Felix, not Felix, but Feliz. Typo. He is still here. Bruton's still here. Jacobs is still here. Left end. Offered is still there. The bottom. Middle linebacker Tyson, still there. If Seymour is still here, he's the pick. He is not. Okay. Running back, tight end, defensive end, or middle linebacker. Let's look at Zach Tyson. See what he is looking like here. 22 out of TCU. Good pursuit, good tackling. Fast as hell. Not the best agility in the world, but he's fast and he's strong. Great hit power. I mean, really has the chance to be a good power rusher if those power moves and finesse moves are as good as advertised. Could be a really solid edge rusher. Let's go take a look at Offered. On that left side, 3 to 4, 21-year-old power rusher out of Bama. Good power moves, good tackling. Not exactly the biggest combine beast. I think I'd like the linebacker more for the same exact role. And then offensively, a lot of tight ends, a lot of running backs. We've obviously had a lot of work done there already. So, you know, let's add due diligence. Due diligence. Let's not be lazy about it. Terrence Bruton. 21-year-old out of Kentucky. Not the best combine or pro day. Attribute-wise, quite a bit in the air. There are still a couple of O-linemen that I have on my my short list for potential UDFAs. Hartwell's gone, unfortunately. Bruton's not really worth the risk. What about Feliz? Hate how the board glitches out. What about Feliz? 21 out of Georgia Southern. Better at the combine than Bruton. Good awareness. Quite a few grades are a bit of a toss-up. All right, I've seen all I need to see. We're taking Tyson. Take Zach Tyson, the middle linebacker. At a TCU, I think this guy could be an awesome, awesome edge rusher. Even though he's a middle linebacker. And again, we still got a lot of players on our board that I'm considering here. But I think we've already had a home run of a draft for the players we've already gotten, the picks that we acquired for future years. I can't complain in the slightest. This has been a beautiful draft. Tyson, 49th in true value. We get him at 103. Hidden dev for Zach Tyson. Let's go, man. We're crushing this. We are crushing this. This is where Madden's actually fucking fun. Is when you're building up a team through the draft. I mean, we're killing it. We're killing it. This guy could be an unbelievable... He's probably going to be our starting right outside linebacker this year. Probably. Zach Tyson. Welcome in. Awesome, awesome, awesome. That'll bring us to the 5th round. And we'll see if anybody survived from our short list that could have gone day 3. We'll start off with that defensive end, Offord, who is still there. I wasn't the most impressed by him, though, for being honest. The tight ends, Bruton's still there. Jacobs and Feliz are both gone. And then running backs. Kramer's still there. What about Saxton? Saxton is gone, but Kramer is still there. Okay. So Bruton, Offord, or Kramer? Let's look at Kramer. Jerry. I'm a racist, Jerry. Clyde Kramer. 22 out of Rhode Island. 22 out of Rhode Island. Decent speed and power. Not the best agility. But obviously a strong power back. Awareness is okay. Injury, juke, move, pass block, all a bit of a concern. We'd literally be bringing him in off the strength of his break tackle, his stiff arm. I mean, you know, he's a throw a dart at the board and see if he's actually good type of player. That was projected in the 3rd round. If we don't go for him, it would be trying to guess offensive lineman. Be trying to guess offensive lineman, which you could argue maybe would be the better thing for us. There's nobody else with a particularly high talent development option. I would have preferred Saxton over Kramer. You know what? Let's start going for some of the O linemen that are probably still here. First up, Dean Younger, 22 out of Buffalo. Really weak strength, combine-wise, in comparison to what I'd like to see it be. The grades aren't horrific, but I'm really concerned he'd be lower strength. So we're at least not going to take him here. We have Banks at center. Bill Banks, 22 out of Texas Tech. Again, the reps, we want to see like 35 and up. Maybe we will be taking that running back after all. And then right guard. I mean, hey, we could call Bruton. Oh, you know what? Actually, it was right guard Banks and center was Bolden. Never mind. Let's take a look at Andrew Bolden. 23 out of Tennessee. We love that Tennessee connection. Oh, his reps are also terrible. Okay. And then the right guard Banks. Percy Banks. 22 out of Tennessee. Homegrown, baby. All right, his bench press on his pro day was pretty good. Pass block power leaves a bit to be desired. His pass block in general could be real fucking risky. Lead block and impact blocking are great. Christ, he might be a fullback. Well, I mean, we are at best guess territory right now. Let's go for Clyde Kramer, the running back. Why not? Let's go for Kramer. We got some other random people to pick after this too, so. Let's see, Cosmo, how good are you? 129 in true value. I'm going to get him at 135. Tennessee's pro potential to be through the roof, right? Normal dev as an elusive back, not even a power back. I'm surprised. Again, dart at the wall. Hope for the best. That's the situation that we're in right now. We have another pick here. Hoyer, Greer, Howell. Okay. Let's go for... You know what? I'm actually going to circle back to that defensive end offered, who's still here. Let's just see. Take a risk on him. He was projected to be day 3. UDFA should still be there. Offered 110 in true value. We get him at 144. Normal dev. Depth. Decent depth. What about Langford? I would have looked at him earlier and didn't like the looks of him. I mean, unless you're talking about that one that the Bears literally just took. We got another pick here. In round number 5. Shits and giggles. Is Bruton still there? Bruton, Tootin, Cruton. Terrence Bruton. Let's go for him. 21 years old. Take the Bruton. Still have roughly 8 players on the short list here. How good are you, Bruton? 134 in true value. Get him at 156. Got good hands. Normal dev, though. He'll probably immediately go to the practice squad. I don't think he'll ever see the field for us. All right, next pick. Round 6. We have 3 picks here. Okay. There is a kicker and a punter that I still have on my board that we want to attempt to see if they're any good. So we're going to take... Jeremiah Cook's 24. There's no way he'll be good. Right? Just won't have the time to develop. At least the punter, James Morey, was 22. Let's take him. But I'll probably avoid the kicker then. Mr. Morey. What do we got? 17th in true value. We get him at 167. Let's fucking go. Normal dev, though. 97 kick power for James Morey, though. I mean, definitely someone we can build around. He might not get that much better, but we got ourselves a punter. Fair enough. We identified him as the best one available. Worked out well. His true value just overall. Yeah, that's correlated more to starting overall. All right. Is Bank still here? Punters are people too. Damn right. Is Bank still here? He is. Let's go for Percy Banks at right guard, since we're going to ignore that kicker. And the good thing is we actually did just sign a kicker that we can build around. The punter that we brought in, Pinion, obviously is a bit more of a veteran. Let's see. Oof. All right. Percy Banks. Not very good. Not very good at all, Percy. Half decent strength, but, well, you were not the reason Tennessee may have succeeded, but you might be the reason they failed. But at least your former teammates will be happy, right? At least. A couple other players. Couple linebackers. Couple running backs. Is a Lambert still here? Yes, but McMillan is gone. McMillian. He's a McMillionaire. And then linebackers. Smith and Townsend are both still here. Let's take the other running back. Let's take Lambert, and then we'll take a linebacker in the next round. So Troy Lambert out of Texas A&M. Why not? We identified you as potentially having a decent little setup here. Let's see if we're right. We are not. 339 in true value. We get him at 186. So, not too many of these 5th round and onward darts are going all that well for us, but that's okay. Wow, we have a lot of 7th round picks. We'll be trading some of these away. Let's go to linebacker. Smith and Townsend are both still here. Let's go for Townsend since he's a little bit younger. Townsend. 325 in true value. Oof. Oof, the whole darts at the board approach. Not working out for us at the end, but at least we had a lot of success at the very top, right? Let's see if that other linebacker, Smith, was any good. Mark Smith, any better luck with you? Nope. 276 in true value at 197. He is hidden dev. At 23 years old, he is hidden dev, so maybe that'll give him a chance. As a second, third string middle linebacker, that's not too bad. Okay. This is overall is going to be a bit lower. We got those 2 linemen. And then I might just take a look at like intangibles like speed and go full Al Davis. Is Younger still here? Yes, he is. I was a little bit worried about him, but let's take Dean Younger with this pick. Any hidden dev in round 7's decent, right? Mr. Younger, 206 in true value. We get him at 199. Normal dev. Pretty much what I expected. Pretty much what I expected. And then the last guy that we have remaining on our short list is the center, Bolden, who was gone. Okay. Well, let's see for shits and giggles who the hell's out there. Let's find some athletic freaks. I mean, there are a couple of guys that were still projected round 3 to 4 that had day 3 talent, including like Daryl Barker. But, they're just going to get practice squatted anyway. So physicals. Actually, let's go combine. Who was the fastest player left on the board? This running back, Jamario Parks, who ran a 4.40. Who's the strongest guy on the board? Defensive tackle, Tracy Stewart. 35 reps on the bench. Who has the highest jump? Wideout, Greg Northrup. Potential UDFA. Okay. You know? Shits and giggles. I mean, this was one of the day 3 wideouts, right? That ran a 4.41. Harold Lucas out of Air Force. Take him. Probably a future running back. Probably a future practice squatter. 149 in true value at 203. Normal dev. He is fast, but yeah. Not much going on there for Harold. It's not even worth trying to trade away these 7th rounders anyway. As it is, we only have one more. A lot of picks in this draft, of course. It's been a great draft for us. But I think, let's see, is that 35 bench on the board? 38 bench? Where'd you come from? Darrell Cheeks? It really doesn't show you everybody there, does it? 4.42. Daryl Cheeks out of Syracuse. Let's go, Mr. Cheeks. Live up to your namesake. Don't give me hope. 154 in true value. Got him at 218. Hidden Dev, Daryl Cheeks. With the last pick in the draft, we get one more Hidden Dev. There's no way he's better than Star. We'll take it. That was a ridiculous draft for us, not only for the now, but also for the future in terms of the extra picks that we acquired. I mean, that was nuts.